Guys, what's going on? Second live stream of the day. Let me know where you're tapping in from. Been a real busy day so far. Go to the channel. I've uploaded some members only content, some shorts. I gave you guys my dog of the week. I gave you guys my steal of the week. Members only. To join Johnny Says Boxing VIP membership, click that link that's pinned in the comment section below. What you do there, it's a couple bucks a month. You get more accessibility on the live streams and in the channel, but more importantly, you get a membership to our professional betting Discord. This Discord isn't only boxing. This Discord, where we started about 15 weeks ago, we're at about 270 now. You get my picks. You get all my picks. You get the bet slips. We have an MMA channel. Basketball, the NBA's heating up. I got some cheeky action right now, checking to see if I need a I need a little homie to hit a three. The NBA channel got me betting like a D-gen out here, man. I need who do I need? I think is Paulo Banchero hurt? Paulo Banchero's hating on my parlay. Anyway, we got the American Football Channel here. Hockey. My level 3 membership. We got soccer, El Football. And then, another new feature to the channel. We got our boxing schedule. So what we're trying to do with our Discord is create a one-stop shop for sports. Betting on sports. We get the schedule up, and then we got fight to fight. We got a fight threads all the way through. So shout out to my moderator Gil. He sets all this up. Look at this. My man's a beast, dude. These are all the fight conversations. And then click that link in the comments section to find out more. We're gonna get this thing started. So yeah, I think there's a lot of money on the table here. It's just gonna depend on where we go with our props, what we like. I told you what I like so far. You guys know my money line predictions. I've already uploaded my money line prediction of Benn versus Eubank 2. I uploaded my money line prediction of Catterall versus Echo Esimon. So you know where I'm going there. But in terms of value, in terms of method of victories, I think that's where we're gonna find our money. That's where we're gonna find, like a fight like Lindolfo Delgado versus Gabriel Goyaz. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. And like I said, the odds are just continuously crashing. I got Delgado 3 days ago on the money line when I told you guys about this fight at $1.32. $1.24 is still decent to add as a parlay booster. So I'd highly recommend that. I mean, I don't like saying lock of the week, but if you've watched Goyaz's last few fights, if you watched him against Rayo Medina, he fought Rayo Medina in May in Tijuana, and he looked horrible. He looked like a shot fighter. I'm gonna say he looked like a shot fighter. He looked like a guy who was stuck in the mud. You know why? Because 8 weeks earlier he took a goddamn beating against Subriel Matias. I've been talking about it all week, man. Gabriel Goyaz is a perfect example of sometimes your promoters, your handlers need to be held accountable. The type of beatdown he took against Matias in March is the type of beatdown that usually takes a year to recover. His handlers moved him 8 weeks later, and he was fighting a club level guy in TJ, and he lost every single round. He lost to a guy who was 7-3-3. Literally, Rayo Medina is a boxing instructor, and Medina won that fight, and they robbed him. So on Johnny Says Boxing, my YouTube channel for the 2025 robbery of the year, it is without a doubt Gabriel Goyaz versus Rayo Medina. I don't even think there's a close second. And if there's a close second, I guarantee if you watch your pick and then you watch Goyaz versus Medina, you'll be, oh, Johnny, you were right. It is horrible, especially when you see Goyaz and what you remember him when he's fighting at the world level versus what he looks like now. Can't pull the trigger, hands are slow, feet are slow. It looked like, yeah, it was hard to watch. And what you see there is brain trauma. You see the brutality of boxing. You saw the beatdown Matias put on him, and you saw the importance of taking rest, and he didn't. Lindolfo Delgado, 23-0, 16 knockouts. Somebody on the channel was saying he lost against Elvis Rodriguez. I disagree. I picked Delgado to win that fight, so I could be a bit biased. I had Delgado winning that fight by 2 rounds, and here we are. I think if you want to sauce up a parlay, $1.24. I mean, it's as close to a not miss as you're gonna find. I like Delgado to stop Gayaz. $1.86 is probably going to be my play. So if I'm doing a method of victory parlay, we'll put it together real quick. So here we go. So we'll put together my method of victory parlay. The first leg on that parlay is Delgado against Gayaz. I'm going to take him by stoppage. I'm going to put him at $1.86, and we're going to build. There are a handful of fights. I'm not generally confident taking method of victory fights on more than one, creating a parlay with it week to week. But this week, I'll show you what I mean. We know in boxing anything can happen. The second one I really like. Adam Azim versus Scobie. Scobie's taking this fight's on short notice. Some people could be like, well, that could favor Scobie. I'm not one of those people. I've never rated Kurt Scobie. I think he's a little bit he's average. Adam Azim, when we're talking about prospects coming out of the UK, I really rate Adam Azim. And his power is a bit accumulative. It's not one punch knockout power. I think he stops Scobie late. So I like Adam Azim by stoppage here at $1.44. I'm going to put that on the 2-leg. This is just a method of victory parlay. Another one. I gave you guys my money line prediction here. It's on. If you haven't watched my Stats Don't Lie video, watch it. You get all my reasoning. You get my breakdown of this. So this is Catterall versus Echo Essuman. And I love Catterall in this fight. I love him on the money line. I think we're going to see a very, I think we're going to see Jack at his best here, man. I really do. I love Jack on points. $1.78, man. That is, I mean, considering Jack hasn't stopped an opponent, I think, since 2019. And then you look at Essuman even has a lower knockout to win ratio than Jack. I think Jack's like 40, 45, Echo's 30. Neither guy's a big puncher. Jack, he has sneaky kind of counterboxing power. He catches you coming in. His backhand's really nice. Do I see him stopping Echo? No. I love this. I love him on points here at $1.78. So we add him to the parlay. Right now, that's a 3-leg. And generally, 3 legs is enough. We're already at 476. Now, if I make this official, I'll let you guys know. Let's just get greedy here and do a 4-leg for the hell of it. We're going to find a fourth one because when in my notes, and if you guys are in the Discord, I gave you guys a list of 5 method of victory fights outcomes that I really, really like. And like I said earlier, I never sit too long with picking outcomes. I like picking winners. That's my bread and butter. My bread and butter on the channel are picking winners and then picking underdogs, okay? Method of victory, it can go either way. You never know in boxing. You never know who the ref is. You never know if there's a headbutt. You never know how long the count's going to be. Are they just going to wave the fight off? That sort of thing. So I get it. It's risky, right? This is just one of those weeks where I'm looking at some of these matchups and looking at these outcomes. I'm like, man, I'm sprinkling something on there. So even here with this 3-leg, I put 100 on here. I'm getting 376 back. I mean, that's tasty. We're gonna add one more to be greedy real quick. And it's Rafa. Rafa versus Kigai. Now, and I could break this down. Rafa versus Kigai. I'm gonna take Rafa to stop Kigai at $1.32. And now we just upped it to 629. So now our $100 here on this 4-leg gets us our money back. This is plus $529. All right. I mean, I don't believe in free money. I'll call this free game. I'll call this free. This is Johnny's free game right now. I'll bring anybody on right now for them to prove me wrong on why this would swing the other way. I love Delgado to stop Gayaz. I think Gayaz is shot. I think they're cashing him out. I can't believe he got this fight. It's shocking that Gayaz's people got the Delgado fight, considering where Delgado's trajectory. Delgado is a Robert Garcia guy, great pedigree, amateur, great pro, on a streak. All the boxes are ticked. More importantly, guys, when you're watching tape, watch Gayaz. Watch Gayaz versus Rayo Medina. It's going to be tough for you to find it. It's out there. It's not good. You'll see what I'm talking about. Adam Azim. I mean, people were, if you think that Kurt Scobie's going to the UK to beat this kid, I don't see it. And I don't see Azim winning a decision. I feel that late notice. I think Kurt will be dangerous early. I think he'll fade. You mix that with Azim's style, accumulative power. It's kind of the power that adds up. I see him stopping him late. I like it. Catterall on points. I could talk to you boys for hours on why I like Catterall on points here. Everything from his skill, his class, his counterboxing, his feet, his backhand. You mix that with Echo Esteban style. They call him the engine for a reason. Front foot, output, volume, pace. The problem with that is that works to a certain level. He doesn't hide a lot of things. He doesn't change up things. He doesn't throw at different speeds. Everything is sort of looks the same. And Catterall has also just been in there with the better opponents. The rounds he had with Josh Taylor both times, the fight he had with Arnold Barboza Jr., Regis. People are saying at 32, they don't like what he looks like. I disagree. I think at 32, the adjustments he's made, the trip to Philly, Bozy in his corner, I think we're going to see a very energized Jack Catterall, and I like the points here. And Rafa, man, a lot of people, I wouldn't hold it against you if you didn't know this name before he fought Robesi Ramirez the first time in 2023. But Rafa Espinoza, 6'1", 126-pound fighter, knockout artist, coming off a stoppage of a very tough Edward Vasquez. He was the dog against Robesi the first time. He had to overcome some adversity. He beats Robesi a second time. Like I said, the knockout against Edward Vasquez. Now, you know what? You're right. Arnold Kigai has never been stopped. Never been stopped. 2 losses. The thing is, Kigai is 5'5". He's never fought a guy 6'1" before. The way Rafa fights, the aggression he fights with, how mean he is, how he punches down, the angles of where his punches come from, $1. That's why it's $1.32. So this is my Johnny Says Boxing free game parlay. Call it what you will. I'm only hesitant because it doesn't happen ever. You guys know my channel. I never come on these live streams and talk about them. I see method of victories that I'm excited about. This really isn't my style in terms of a betting style. Not really my betting style here. You know what I'm saying? My betting style is to sit with a lot of tape, sit with the matchup stylistically, think about the contrast, and then pick a winner. You know what I'm saying? And then seek out an underdog. This is different, man. There's some money on the table with this week. Not a lot of big fights happening. I don't know how I'm going to watch the card, the top rank card in Mexico, because I'm in Australia. I don't know how to do all that little VPNs. We don't do all them little VPNs. And then we got there's a Canadian card, and then don't know how to. We're gonna watch that. It's tough down here in Australia, man. It's cold in the D. It's so cold in the D. How the fuck is we supposed to keep peace? It's cold out here, so we can't watch a lot of boxing fights. And then we got the UK card. But these 4 legs here, man, I like it. Euro, what's up, player? Congrats on Dabble. I don't think they would take my bets, as most apps don't, because I live in South. Thank you, man. And Aussie Pugilist, I'm just slowly kind of I haven't really marketed myself or like I haven't really sold it too much to people. They've been reaching out to me for about a month. I had a meeting with them yesterday with their people. They onboarded me as a, what do they call what I'm doing for them? I I get paid for how many people copy my bets, okay, on this app called Dabble. It's an Australian betting app. So if you're in Australia, download the Dabble app and then, copy my bets. Johnny Says Boxing. I have a code. So if you want the code, I could add it. I'm still kind of figuring that app out. When I kind of figure it out, I'll start going a little bit more hardcore on promoting it. I just, downloaded it yesterday. There's 6 people who are following me already, so I'm happy. And thank you for noticing. And it's weird. So maybe it's a New South Wales thing. They go, Aussie pugilists, we live in a police state. Y'all listening, police? It's the sound of the police. Rambla. I don't rate Delgado above Euro level. He barely beat Elvis. Man, Elvis Rodriguez is a beast, boy. You crazy. You crazy, man. On Euro level. So you would Elvis Rodriguez is a dog, mate. And Landolfo Delgado's a dog. You're saying, bro, Rambler, go watch the Gayaz versus Rayo Medina fight and then talk to me, mate. And then watch Gayaz versus Subriel. Guy's decent. This could be an upset. He's a couple levels below, but sometimes people have off days. Nah, I don't see it happening. It could be. I don't see it happen. I'll be shocked. And it's the top ranked card, boys. Remember that. Remember that. Only the true gamblers, only the true boxing bettors will know what I mean by that. It's a top ranked card. Remember that. Mike D. Issue with Dabble is not as many fights offered. Yeah, I'm noticing that right now. I have they have, they started in 2021. They are an affiliate of TAB. TAB bought them, so they're kind of like TAB's side project to target influencers and streamers, the younger generation, right? And they don't have. I haven't been. They don't have a lot of fights. There's not a lot of method of victories. Any options? I couldn't find any boxing match that I could pick an outcome. The one thing I do like about it is, though, when I upload my bets, I could write a description. It has a chat element, which is pretty rad. It's the first betting app that I've seen that I could write a little description on why I'm taking said fighter. So I like that, and then people could comment. So I think they're onto something. But good aspect. Yeah, they do have a no draw option. They do give you an opportunity before you make your wager, draw or no draw. And it is pretty interesting, Mike. Some of the draw odds are insane, like way wider than I've ever seen. So be careful, these sharks out there. They swim up the rivers too. The bull sharks. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. What's your take on Davis versus Gilly? I'm not headhunting on this fight. I'll pull it up for you. We can talk a little bit about it. As you can tell by now, it's Thursday afternoon. It's my second live stream of the day. This is already, but we're like, what, 24 hours out of our first fights. So by now, you guys get a pretty good idea of where my head's at with my betting. If I'm not talking about a specific fight by now, I'm probably not thinking about betting on it. You know what I mean? But we'll talk about it. I've done my work. I've done my film study. Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis doesn't blow me away in terms of matchup stylistically, the odds. Gilly is a dog, so I have seen some of the boys thinking that the dogs could be barking. Maybe it's not a fight that maybe because I'm already taking Connor as my dog. I don't rate Sam Gilly. Ishmael Davis should be able to get the dub here. $1.34. I don't even know if I'm popping it on any parlays. I might not even play this fight. Everything I just gave you guys with that 4-leg method of victory, separate ticket with Connor Benn on the money line is the dog. With a couple other side projects I got with some long parlays going into next week in December. I'm not playing every fight. So like last night there were fights in Japan. Shout out to my moderator on Discord, Gil. He was like, "Hey bro, are you gonna play the I think Sahara Tukazeki fought? Suara Tukazeki fought. He was a a domestic level Japanese fight happened last night, an 8-rounder. Tukazeki was like $1.47. His opponent was like a $2.80, and then his opponent knocked him out in the second. So I told Gil, I was like, I'm not going to play this fight just because there's fights doesn't mean I'm going to bet on them. This is another one of those. I think I don't rate Gilly, man. I think Ishmael Davis. This is a domestic British dust up. If you're going to bet on this fight, I mean, the value would be to take Gilly, but I'm not telling you to take Gilly. But the 360 is definitely, worth a bite. And I'm sure that some boys are going to be taking that dog just based on the odds. For a guy who likes being right and picking and choosing, it's not a fight I'm betting on. Hopefully, I answered you a bit there. Ben on points. Yep. Yep, that's right. Now I'm not getting too sexy with my outcome with Ben because you guys, and the longer you're on the channel, you learn my style is if I'm taking a dog and we're already at plus money, I don't have to get sexy with it. I'm not going to get greedy. You know what I'm saying? So in my Johnny's dog of the week, if Connor comes through, this will be 4 weeks in a row. So uh, I already get Connor here at 245. Considering Connor he hasn't stopped anyone since 2021. I mean, Connor on points would be the move. 530 to fatten it up. From a Connor Benn perspective, you know, if you're getting some fans, 530 is crazy, dude. 530 on points. And the lot, but you never know in boxing. I mean, Chris Eubank Jr., 36, 37 years old. Their first fight was 7 months ago. I've been talking about this point ad nauseum all week, is the fact that he took a lot of damage. They both took a lot of damage in the first fight. We know how, it was documented. I don't know how well he's going to be, how full he's been recovered. 7 months is not that long, man. 28 weeks ago. 28 weeks ago, you win a 12-round war. You got to get hospitalized. You mix that with the weight cut, the rehydration clause. I feel Connor Benn's adjustments are going to be punch placement. I think he's going to work the body more. Eubank's tough as nails, man. The only time he's been stopped, he got elbowed in the head. It wasn't even a punch. And Connor's never been dropped. Have we ever seen Connor Benn dropped? Maybe he got dropped early on in his career. Maybe Connor had I think maybe 2018, 2019, I might have saw him hit the canvas. I know he's never been, we've never seen him stopped. They're both tough as nails. So whatever side you like, I'd go points. But I wouldn't be shocked if somebody, what if Eubank shows up and he gets old overnight? What if he gets caught to the body? Who knows? So for me, playing the dog, I already like the odds at plus money, and that's where I stand. Gary's got Gilly. Yeah, it's not. I saw he broke that fight down. It's. Are you guys stoked about that fight? Are you guys stoked about Sam Gilly and Ishmael Davis? I'm not, man. I'm not. It doesn't even the matchup. I've learned over the last 6 months to kind of just go easy on, to not get too big-eyed, especially on like the Aussies, the Aussie domestic shit, the Brit domestics, any domestic. I've learned my mistakes. So just as we make our lists, we have our no bet list. Throughout the week, we have our potential dog list. We're seeking out with method of victory fights we like. I also have a no sort of strategies on not betting on domestic fights. So that one popped off the screen. I think those odds are going to be more tempting for people to bet on. And who did Gary take? Gary's got Gilly. I mean, that's on you boys. Hopefully he wins. Hopefully Gilly wins and Gary wins. I wouldn't pick Gilly though. I would never bet $1 on Gilly on anything. He got dropped there. I knew he got dropped. We saw, right. That would have been what 2018. I knew I've seen Connor on the canvas before. Yeah, I thought he had been. Damn, you guys are interested in this fight. Let me pull it up. Let me pull the. I didn't. This is the first time you guys brought this fight up to me on the channel. You know what? I like Sam Gilly even less. Taking Paulie Malignaggi's nickname. Both of these guys' nicknames. I mean, the Black Panther and Magic Man. What are we playing? World of Warcraft? I've never even played that game before. It's just my girlfriend. She bought us ticket. One the only full transparency. The only show I've ever watched front to back, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of you guys. The only show I've ever watched front to back was actually Stranger Things. Stranger Things for some reason, maybe because I'm an '80s kid, born in the '80s, the nostalgia of how it's filmed. Anyway, my girlfriend, she bought these tickets for December in Sydney. They're doing at this amusement park a Stranger Things thing. And obviously the last season's coming out. So we've been watching the earlier episodes and they play like either World of Warcraft or one of these board games. And they pick these names and it's about monsters. I don't know anything about it. So the Black Panther and Magic Man reminds me of like these cats playing board games. But anyway, um 18-1, 14-3. I mean, watching Gilly box, he just looks so sluggish. And you would think Gilly was the younger dude. He's actually older than Ishmael Davis. Who did Sam draw with? Ha! Look at Tapology. Oh, rule of thumb, guys, never trust Tapology's percentage predictions. You want to talk about the most casual stat in all of combat sports? The most casual statistic in all of combat sports has to be Tapology's predictions, 100%. Don't trust that shit. If anything, go against it. Yeah, you guys are out of your mind betting on this fight. You guys are smoking dope. Y'all out here smoking weed betting on this fight, boy. Who did he draw? He drew with Gideon Jonas. Y'all out here talking about Ishmael Davis has had a rough outing out here. Ishmael Davis, he out here having a rough outing. Meanwhile, Sam Gilly out here drawing with my man's juicing them. My man's juicing them out here ain't even a boxer. This motherfucker was out here on the run. And, he went to a gym on the sneaky hideout joint and he ended up getting a fight. They needed somebody to step up, and Gideon was like, I'm your Huckleberry. And he ended up fighting Sam Gilly to a draw? What the hell? Y'all cast is wild, man. Y'all out here, wow. I mean, he's fought Bilal Fawaz, Jimmy Sains, but come on, dog. When that's your picture boy on Tapology. When that's your picture on Tapology, man, shit is out here getting crazy. Look at this. Come on, man. Y'all out here crazy, man. That's your picture. All right, I'm moving on, man. I gotta move on before get a little crazy. Where we at? I ain't betting on that fight. You guys are out here crazy. Y'all betting on that fight? Yeah, I think me too. Azim's progress 20. I think Adam Azim, man, on the down low, 23 years old, British prospect. He's a good one. He's a good British prospect. Now um, boxing heads, we've been let down a lot. We've been promised a lot from British prospects, even in the last 12 months. I ain't even gonna say no names. So when I say I have trust in this British prospect, I've vetted him. I think I think Azim is legit, man. I think Azim is legit. I'm looking forward to him as well. Rocking with Gilly when I hope you guys win. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible with you. If you guys are going with Gilly, I hope you win. But you boys are gonna be salty if Gilly loses, and that's who you put you in. In. How did he draw with Gideon? 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3. 18-1. 14-3 I hate me some Paulo Banchero, man. Is Paulo Banchero got hurt? My parlay's up in dust. So you say I'm smoking betting on Espino? I'm not. I didn't say I'm betting him on $1.04. Rambler out here putting words in my mouth, mate. Rambler, you wild. I got receipts, boy. What are you talking about, Rambler? Stop getting high. Espinosa $1.32. You're smoking something betting on Espinosa at $1.04, wacko. Bitch, don't get salty because you went heavy on Sam Gilly when he drew with Gideon, a dude out here not even fighting, and then have to lie $1.04. Rafa, $1.32. And you were like, Kagai, he's swimming uphill like a bull shark out here. Shit. That 5'5" Kagai's about to get starched. Rafa's about to do his little dance, come on with the crown, and then, as always, because he's a gentleman, he's gonna help him up on the chair and he'll probably visit him in the hospital after he knocks him out. Real rap. Crazy. I think I'm crazy, baby. Let you off my hook too easy. If you were a telephone, you'd still be off my hook. That's for you, Rambler. This is a big step down from what, David? Yeah, true. He could have a letdown fight. I'm staying away from that fight. You guys know how. You guys know how I stand. Literally, DJ. For real. No, he is. I didn't want to say it. I mean, that's who Sam Gilly just lost to. He drew to. So you guys are taking Rambler salty because he bet all his money on Sam Gilly and didn't watch his tape. Rambler, Rambler's like, man, I wish my betting app could give me cash out back. I wish my little betting app would let me cash out. I shouldn't have just bet on him. I should have watched the tape. But y'all out here crazy betting on Sam Gilly. Look, I ain't saying I'd have done it, but I understand. Azim, somebody needs to change their profile picture, boys. Where's my guy at? Where's my guy from the UAE? Somebody, PJ, where you at? Somebody needs to make Gideon their profile pic because that is classic right here. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, boy. This is fucking crazy. That's his fighter pick. That is a great. You want to talk about the UFC now? I could do it. You guys want to talk about anybody want to come on the live? Let me know if any of the boys want to come on the live stream. We can talk about the UFC. You bet on the Canada card. I got some action. Man, I can't do a solo one. I love R&B, but I was singing kind of like an acoustic reggae one. Yeah, knockout or now Rafa by knockout. Knockout or draw? Knockout or D? Decision. Rafa by knockout. Rafa by knockout. He's just dude, this guy, this kid. Let me show you something real quick. All right. So go and watch Espinosa. Watch Espinosa's how his tape right here. Okay, so 2023. You could find the Morangi fight and Rafael Ramirez. So either watch the fight before the Robesi Ramirez fight, Morangi, or the Rafael Rosas fight. One of these two. Watch how he fought. Watch sort of not quite the hesitation in his offense, but just how he operated, okay? This kid, it's a perfect example of how confidence builds a fighter. Then he gets his opportunity to fight Robesi Ramirez, right? For the world title. And he gets dropped. He gets dropped in round 5. He's down, dude. And then in the very last round, he comes from behind in the 12th to drop Robesi, right? Wins, beats Sanchez, fights Robesi again. And right after these fights, Sergio Sanchez, Robesi Ramirez, Vasquez was his last fight. My point is, the style is he totally has turned the volume up in his pressure, his style. He's like, imagine William Zepeda, but a little bit more patient and more power. Rafa is aggressive, 6'1", 126, bro. I mean, it's not going to be Kagai's style who beats him. You know, a guy that would give Rafa. I mean, there's some guys to fight at 126, dude. I'm not the biggest fan of Nick Ball. I'm not like the, I'm not. In my head, I'm kind of still a Shushu Carrington believer. I'm still waiting for Shushu Carrington to have his Richardson Hitchens moment, or I put Shushu Carrington in the same category as, and we're gonna have receipts over time because you boys, this is all kind of new. We're not even a year into all this shit. I've been analyzing, writing about boxing for decades, right? But this sort of modality only since January, really. I mean, my first live stream was with you guys. Shit, maybe May, maybe April. We could look, but Richardson Hitchens, the moment he had against George, we called it. Tiger Johnson, the moment against Flaz, we called it. I feel that's all that Shushu Carrington is missing. That similar moment. And I feel with his skill set, his talent, he just needs to add that element of confidence in the ring, putting it all together. And I think that style would be good against Rafa. But there's some fun. I mean, Nick Ball's style at 26, get under those arms. And Rafa does like to fight tall. He is tall. He likes to fight, down, punching down. So he is susceptible to the body. He is just a good body puncher would be somebody that I just don't think Kagai's that guy. Oh yeah, I told you guys this. I'm taking Haddon, man. I think Haddon beats Wellmaker. That's crazy. You guys think I'm crazy for this? I'm gonna cut this up and I'm gonna tell you I told you so. And I like Malcolm Wellmaker. He's a great story. They've kind of, I'm not gonna say they've been manufacturing him, but you guys, if you don't know anything about Haddon, the kid puts his hand up to fight Wellmaker on kind of short notice. Australian dude. He could crack. He got dogs in his hands. Wellmaker could crack. We're gonna see. If anything, I think this has fight of the night written all over it. Let's pull up the odds. I remember watching. I remember watching Haddon on the regional scene down here in Sydney. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Think about. All I'm gonna say is this. Think about Wellmaker every time you see him fight. What are the odds? He's always a massive favorite, right? Look at these odds. These will be even by fight night. I'm gonna say I told you so. Haddon at 229, all over it. He beats Wellmaker. Corey Haddon beats Wellmaker. I guarantee in a couple days that's gonna be closer to 50-50. People are gonna do their homework. Wellmaker's one of the UFC. Malcolm Wellmaker's come along every year in the UFC. Think about the hype that he's a good kid though. I'm not shading him. He could definitely win. He could beat Cody, but this is his. He's gonna be tested in ways he hasn't been tested before. He's not gonna be able to just bully Cody Haddon. He's not going to be able to get Cody on his back foot and just, get him forcing to fight off the octagon. I like Cody had in here at 229. Do you got David Onama when Onama fought Mason Jones? Onama had all that shine to him, and he was a huge favorite in that fight. That was a great fight. Mason Jones had hype coming out of from Cage Warriors, and Onama, we just saw Jesus Christ, what happened to David Onama? But you see these sort of fighters, they have these viral performances. They kind of come out of nowhere, and then as they kind of get stepped up a bit. And don't get it twisted, matchmaking is huge for the UFC. Going viral is huge for the UFC. It's big business for them to find an electric knockout artist. His knockouts go viral. That's good for business. And so, but every now and then, you can't do that over and over. You can only do that so many times. Everybody, everyone's so sort of excited to find the next Conor McGregor, but people don't realize there was only one Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's only come around, once every so often. Somebody who's electric could put on those performances and could talk chat. You know, Mystic Mac was a real goddamn thing, and that was a rare thing. People forget about the Conor McGregor versus the kid from Louisiana. He was the underdog. Uh, God damn, his name has slipped my mind. Marcus Brimage. Marcus Brimage was the A side in that fight, by the way. Brimage was the one walking to the weigh-ins, jacked. He'd wear like the Star Trek glasses, dude. Brimage was the flashy one going viral, and Connor ended up getting him out of there. Zapotaxna versus Lalaman. What is this? I can't. History Vault. What's up, baby? I haven't seen you in a while in the chat. Are we getting even options on that? My thoughts are I don't have one, mate. I don't even know what we're talking about out here. What are we talking about? What is this fight? Zapotoxna versus Lelamond. I don't know, player. Rando Light, you missed a lot, man. You missed me and Rambler were going back and forth. He had me singing to him. What else did you miss, Rando? I gave you a 4-leg method of victory paying like plus 500. You could press the rewind. Get the likes up. I know, V, so did I, mate. Guys, wherever you are, like this video. I didn't like his last performance either. He boxed well against Dana Colwell. Dana's a tough little Aussie too. He fought well against Dana. I think Shushu's going to be one of those guys that I want to see him tested. I think, man, when he looks good, he looks good. We'll see. 126, I feel, even though, you know, we know who the champs are, I still feel nobody's really kind of separated. Depends where the fight plays out. One man can defend the takedowns, has superior stand-up game. But you think he's superior, and it goes to the ground, he's in trouble. It's a fun fight. It's a fun fight. Only GK. Catterall, Delgado, Espa. Let's go. Jasmina fights a French girl in France. Are we... What am I missing here? What book are you guys seeing this at? What book is this? Jay. All right, let's do it because I gotta roll out soon. Let's do it for Jake's sake. Last time we did this, we who's getting in the end zone Thursday? Quick DJ. I'm gonna add it to the method of victory play. All right, let's go. I'm gonna pick a touchdown score. Cheeky DGen play. Oh, Jets versus Patriots. I gotta pick my boy. OOHIO. Come on, Travion. 162, Adam. Adam, boys. Adam. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh, H. Come on, Travion with the 6, baby. People fall in love with our receivers, but man, we got skilled players all across the board. The Ohio State University. Y'all ain't ready for it. #1 team in the nation every year, baby. One of my all-time favorite running backs ever in the NFL. Somebody, who would you think my favorite running back of all time is in my era? So playing from 1990 to now. Who's your favorite running back from 1990? He had to be, he had to come out from 90 onwards. He's a guy that I'm going to show you. In Buckeye running backs, everybody's going to obviously pick Eddie George. Obviously, Eddie George was the guy. But before Eddie, Mr. Ohio, I think he went to Cleveland Glenwood High School, the same high school Troy Smith went to. I think Teddy Ginn Jr. went to Cleveland Glenwood. Robert Smith, baby. Watch his highlight tape. If you don't know about Robert Smith, yo ass better call somebody. His numbers in Columbus, the dude quit his sophomore year to become a doctor and then got talked in to coming back to the team and then went on to the NFL. I'll show you his numbers in Minnesota. His numbers in Minnesota were insane. This is a guy that nobody talks about, but bro, he only played, not a lot of how many he only played in 6 full seasons, 2 Pro Bowls, almost 7,000 rushing yards, 32 touches, only played 6 seasons. Averaged about 5 yards a carry back in the 90s, dude. Animal. And on that note, I'm going to take it out of here. Robert Smith is our